losing to Red Army 3-1. They're looking for a victory to head home with here in Minnesota. And Chambers has the puck for the North Stars as we are underway. John Chambers, a youngster for Minnesota, shooting the puck in. Airbay steers it away. And good forechecking already by Minnesota. That's one of the things that the NHL teams have done a lot of, and that's forechecking. It's really hobbled this Dinamo Riga team throughout their tour. Back the other way, Dinamo Riga, Sergei Yashin. He's checked, then Milas plays it around the boards, kept in by Selyanin, and then cleared out, and Selyanin will go back. He's teamed on defense with Alexander Smirnov for the Soviet team, as both teams are changing here in the first minute of play. No score. Here's Alexander Kirch playing it back to the defense. Up front they have Akulinin, Kirch, and Belyavsky for Dinamo Riga. This is Akulinin, a shot, and that deflects wide. Dinamo Riga trying to center. Billy Sirin is all over Akulinin. Belyavsky's in front of the net. Kirch in the corner. He's ridden out. Can't make a play, and then Akulinin is checked, and here comes Minnesota. Dave Gagne, who's been their leading scorer this season, trying to get the pass back. Can't. And Dinamo Riga on the attack as Kirch is taken down. Bob Rouse for the North Stars shooting the puck in. A centering pass fails to reach Archibald from Duchesne Pasha. And Dinamo Riga trying to set things up, playing it back to Dmitry Frolov, the 22-year-old defenseman. This is Frolov. And the pass at center ice is behind Shashov. And Milas, who is from Finland, plays the puck to Dino Ciccarelli. He loses it. Oleg Sonarak is shot wide. Now intercepting is Stuart Gavin. He gets the puck ahead, and Dinamo Riga breaks up the play. Then Sonarak runs into little Kurt Giles, and Giles stands him up. And a feed in front for Shashov. He'll shoot, and the puck deflects high off of Mark Tenorti's stick and into the crowd. No score early here at the Met Center.
Well, like many of the Soviet games this year, both the Red Army and the Riga games, there aren't too many whistles. There's a lot of end-to-end action. It's a lot like National Hockey League exhibition games where you know, you have two teams that are playing. There aren't too many face-offs. They want to get you know, a good feel for what they're doing out there. And the Soviet team has a lot of skaters. They had a lot of puck handlers, and it should be interesting to see how the game develops against the North Stars.
Here's Tenorti for the North Stars to Dino Ciccarelli. Up the middle to Mike Modano, who is on, making his first appearance with Minnesota. He's the youngster who was the #1 pick overall in the June '88 NHL draft. Gavin pokes the puck behind the net. Here's Ciccarelli. He's taken down by Vito Lynch. Gets the puck in front. Modano's shot is blocked. And the puck cleared out. Mike Modano has been playing with Prince Albert in the Western Hockey League, the Junior League. And he'll return, as Mike Eruzione pointed out, right after this game. But he's 19 years old from Westland, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit. DePalma overskates the puck. Sean Chambers, a shot knocked down in front. And on the rebound, Airbay covers up with Larry DePalma right there. Early in the first period at Met Center in Bloomington, no score.
Airbay came up with the first big stop of the day. The puck went to the blue line. The shot from the point, through a screen actually. Ciccarelli was right there in front of the net. Airbay was able to lunge over and grab hold of that puck.
Semenov against Maruk, two veterans. A shot from the point, knocked down. Dean Kolstad's effort and cleared out. Here is Kolstad, 6'6", 200-pounder. He's a 20-year-old. Has played much of the season in the International League. Out to Bob Brook, the Yale product. His feet ahead off the stick of DePalma. DePalma, heavyweight, takes out Frolov, and then a save by Airbay, and off his stick, no score.
Well, here's a heavy check. Frolov saw DePalma coming in, but DePalma didn't want to stop. He just ran right over Frolov, and the puck went right out to the point after that.
Larry DePalma, like the aforementioned Mike Modano, a product of the Detroit area. Now the face-off near Artur Airbay. Akulinin loses the draw. Rouse keeps the puck into the corner. After it is Denoyev. Plays it behind the net. Studinov runs into his teammate. Here's a chance. And Habscheid is stopped by Irbe. McClellan throws his weight around. And Habscheid, who's played on the Canadian Olympic team, gives the puck to Broughton, and Neil Broughton's shot goes well wide. Dinamo Riga having a lot of trouble in their own end. This is Chudinov, dangerously close to the goal. They can't clear from the point. A shot, oh, and a great save by Irbe on Billy Siren. No score, and Kurtz leaves the puck. Chudinov playing it ahead. Onto the stick of Alexander Belyavsky. Belyavsky, a 23-year-old, to Kurtz. He shoots, and a fine save by Jarmo Mielis. Both goaltenders here in the last minute coming up with sterling stops. Chudinov, a shot deflected right on, but weakly by Belyavsky. This is Neil Broughton for Minnesota. No score, first period at the Met Center. Brian McClellan to Mark Habscheid. Habscheid's been a pleasant surprise for Minnesota. Then Gagne just shoots the puck in, and both teams are changing players.
Well, the North Stars certainly have carried the play. They're forechecking, they're hitting, and eventually they're getting all the shots, or most of them, on net.
Minnesota has outshot Dinamo Riga here in the early going. 4-3. Zanarok can't handle the pass. This is Kurt Giles to Dave Gagne. He takes a bump, shoots it in. And Dinamo Riga on the attack. Here's an opportunity for Zanarok. Kashov in front, and Baryanov unable to move towards the goal. Stuart Gavin takes a shot, and Irbe gets just a piece of that. I think it's Duchesne Ishak who took the shot, and he had a fine opportunity moving into the right wing. Now Gagne with Pasha. He stopped. This is Kolstad. Both teams changing again. Sean Chambers for Minnesota. Baryanov getting it ahead. Here comes Dinamo Riga. Nice move by Frolikov, and then the play broken up. Cicerelli after a loose puck, and he can't make the play. Skosarev, number 14, a veteran, takes a shot, and that's turned aside by Mielis. Here is Frolikov, who's a 31-year-old who hasn't seen much action in this 7-game North American tour, trying to get it back to Durden, and it's out to center ice, and Frolov plays it ahead. Skosarev for Dinamo Riga. Turned back by Cicerelli. No score, first period. Not Dinamo Riga, Mike. Getting a little puck control, at least for a moment.
Well, they have a line that's taking it to the North Stars. The North Stars have Modano and Cicerelli on the ice right now, and two pretty offensive-minded hockey players.
Here is Mike Modano. He'll be Mike Eruzione's guest later in this hockey game. Be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll learn more about this 19-year-old sensation. Big Bob Rouse for Minnesota. Shooting the puck in. Irbe will just let it go behind the net. Here's Bob Brook to dig it out. To DePalma. Marouk is out in front as DePalma loses his helmet. Oh, DePalma throws a big shove into the back of Chudinov. And Dinamo Riga breaks out to center ice. Zinoyev. He loses the puck, breaks his stick. There's going to be a penalty. Dennis Burrell, the referee, is going to call a penalty against Dinamo Riga. Billy Siren, European player, to DePalma, and Minnesota is offside, and we're going to have a penalty called against Dinamo Riga.
With a broken stick.
Playing with a broken stick was Dmitry Zinoyev.
And Minnesota will go on the power play. This year, they have actually the worst power play in the league.
Minnesota with the man advantage. Broughton is at center. McClellan and Ishak are the wings. Habscheid on one point. Siren on the other. Broughton can't break through. This is big Brian McClellan to Neil Broughton. McClellan, the well-traveled winger, can't control the puck, and Dinamo Riga now trying to gain possession of their own end, and Durden stopped behind the net by Broughton. McClellan back to Habscheid. Back to McClellan. Quick shot, and Irbe makes the save on Brian McClellan, the former King and Ranger. And the Soviet team changes players as they clear the puck the length of the ice. 12:10 to go, first period. Here in Bloomington, Minnesota, there's no score. The North Stars and Dinamo Riga from the Soviet Union. Habscheid blasting it in. Cicerelli in the corner. Plays it behind the net. Archibald plays it around the boards. And Dinamo Riga intercepts and clears the puck the length of the ice.
One of the problems that the North Stars have on their power play is they're having trouble getting 2 men to the puck in the offensive zone. One of the advantages during a power play is having a man advantage, but you have to use that man advantage.
In front. Regional break.
Well, we're looking at the Riga bench here, and I'm sure that although they're anxious to get home after this long series, especially during the holidays, I'm sure that they'd like to leave with a win.
And back for the puck, Sergei Selyanin. He loses it to Larry DePalma. Then he's stopped by Lomakin. Smirnov spun around by Brook, and a loose puck. And it is Andrei Lomakin, who plays in the Soviet League on the Dinamo Moscow team. He and Semenov and Yashin loaned to Dinamo Riga for this North American tour. Selyanin's shot stopped, and here's Kurt Giles. Bob Brook. Larry DePalma trying to get around Alexander Smirnov, and there's nothing doing. Sergei Selyanin, a 22-year-old, getting the puck ahead. On the attack, Dinamo Riga, Alexander Kirch. And McClellan intercepts as Anatoly Semenov's drop pass didn't click. Here's Mark Habscheid for Minnesota. No score. Neil Broughton. Brian McClellan, a pass in front for Habscheid, turned away. Beliavsky looking ahead. And here is Igor Akulinin. Akulinin on a line with Kirch and Beliavsky. And the puck ends up on the stick of Billy Siren.
Well, the Soviets are skating, and the North Stars surprisingly are playing, well, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but they are playing a very good hockey game today.
9 minutes to go in the first period. It's been scoreless. Akulinin pokes the puck in. Here's Beliavsky to Kirch, and he falls down. Then Akulinin shoots over the top of the net, and Brian McClellan is going to pick up a penalty as he sends Alexander Beliavsky flying. And now the let's pause for a regional break. You're watching the NHL Soviet. 11:07, the time of the hooking penalty to Brian McClellan. We're going to look, Mike Bossy, now at the Soviets' power play. At the point, Zinoyev number 5, Chudinov number 7. This is Chudinov, who has 4 assists. No one on this team has more than 4 points in the first 6 games of the series. The shot, and Milas the save. Zanarok with a puck for Dinamo Riga. Marianov fakes, and then the save by Milas on the point shot by Chudinov, and the puck held long enough for a stoppage in play, and then Zanarok is shoved down by young defenseman Mark Tenorti as Oleg Zanarok was really tangled up in the pads of Jarmo Milas, and you don't see too much emotion usually, Mike, in these games.
No, that's true. But the Dinamo Riga, their power play, they had 2 guys who get really close to the front of the goalie. What they do is they have one guy playing lonesome defenseman at the point. They have 2 guys playing right in on top of the goalie, and 2 guys at the circle. And when the shot goes from the point to the net, well, then they have everyone converging on top of the defenseman and the goalie, and that's where all the shoving occurred.
Back to live action, power play for Dinamo Riga. Oleg Zanarok is in front of the net. Chambers is all over him. Now Sanchov moves in front of the net. And a good save by Milas as again Chudinov winds up at the blue line. Chudinov again. He shoots. Oh, and another great save by Jarmo Milas. Zanarok. Varianov. Sanchov is in front. 54 seconds left in the power play for the Soviet team. And a shot stopped from Zinarev. Back to Chudinov. He'll shoot again, and this one deflects well wide. Habscheid can't get to the puck for the North Stars. Rouse clears it ahead, and Habscheid can't do anything with it. Zanarok. Varianov trying to move it in front, and Milas just tightens up against the post to stop the puck and hold it for a whistle with 7:23 now to go here in the first period, and the period has been scoreless.
Well, the Riga having a lot of success on their power play, and like I said before, they were mainly concentrating on getting the puck back to their point man, Chudanov, and he was letting it go from there and hoping that everyone was going to converge on the play. Here we have a lot of battling at the side of the boards, and the puck was centered out in front, and Zanarok was unable to get hold of the rebound. Ken Millis has been playing a great game for the North Stars so far.
He has been exceptional. The last time he played, he came into a game against the St. Louis Blues here on New Year's Eve, and he played extremely well in that game. Gagne steals the puck for Minnesota. Stuart Gavin trying to center, spins away, and then runs into the goal. And little 5'7" Artur Irbe ducks, and the net flies right over him. Boy, it helps Mike Bossy to be small, doesn't it?
Exactly, and especially in Irbe's case right here. We see Stuart Gavin tries to hit the defenseman, and he ends up bouncing off of him and actually hitting the back of the net, and the net goes flying right over the goalie, who was able to duck right under that net and get out of the way.
7:04 the time remaining in period one here in Bloomington, Minnesota. Minnesota now has been outshot by Dinamo Riga 9-7 as the Soviet team has come on here lately. The big line for Dinamo Riga is on. Semenov centering Yashin and Lomakin. They were a trio on the '88 Soviet Olympic team in Calgary. They played on the Soviet national team. Here is Gagne crisscrossing with McClellan, and the puck stolen away by Andrei Lomakin, a 24-year-old. And a penalty will be called. A penalty will be called as Semenov is yanked down. If Mark Tenorti goes off and Mike Bossy, Dinamo Riga has shown a lot of spark lately. Here's the penalty.
Well, they have. They've been turning it on, and Semenov broke loose, and he wasn't able to get a step on anybody, but he was still going in and was quite dangerous, and Tenorti thought that it was wise for him to get a hold of him, and subsequently ends up in the penalty box.
Dinamo Riga still with Semenov, Yashin, and Lomakin up front. This is smeared off at the point. Over on the other side, Selyanin shoots wide, and oh, Yashin on the rebound off the end boards just misses as Rouse clears the puck the length of the ice.
Well, that was a great chance for the Soviets, and the angle was quite slim for Yashin, and he was only able to hit the side of the net.
Brook and Archibald up front killing the penalty for Pierre Parget's North Stars. Chambers and Rouse on defense. Here is Semenov moving right in. He shoots, and Milas gets a piece of that backhand drive by Anatoly Semenov. And the puck deflects over the glass into the crowd with 1:20 to go in the Dinamo Riga power play. What a chance here.
Well, what a move by Semenov on Chambers. He surely showed his experience there. He came in and he tried to slide a little backhand to the far corner, but Milas was certainly up to that challenge. Semenov, who has played 105 games with the national team, is certainly the player with the most experience on the Riga team.
There's still a minute 15 to go in the Minnesota penalty to Tenorti. Minnesota now with Giles on defense with Dean Kolstad up front, Hapshide and Broughton. This is Vladimir Shashov in his 11th season in the Soviet National League. He leaves the puck for Chudinov. Back to Shashov, but it's offside. The pass from inside the Dinamo Riga blue line out over the center, checkered red line. Dinamo Riga playing their final game, of course. The Red Army team is not yet finished with their 7-game tour. They're at Hartford tonight. And they'll finish up against the Sabres in Buffalo on Monday night. And that'll be it for this 14-game North American NHL Soviet Union Super Series. We have seen some fabulous hockey here on Sports Channel.
And I'm sure that Riga has to be a little disappointed at the way things have turned out. They started so spectacularly against both Edmonton and Calgary. I'm sure that they thought they were going to be far more successful on this trip.
Here's a chance for Dinamo Riga. And a good save that time on Baryanov by Mielis. 25 seconds left in the Dinamo Riga power play, and Habshai just flips the puck in. Both teams are changing players. Sergei Chudinov. Oleg Zanarov away from Gagne. Over to Nikolai Baryanov. He's run down by Gagne. And play is stopped with 9 seconds to go in the Minnesota penalty.
Still, when he got the puck, and he didn't have any speed, whereas the Minnesota defensemen were on their way back already.
Beliavsky, number 9. He's the right wing on this line. Has shown a lot of spark and a lot of offense throughout this series for Dinamo Riga. He is on with Igor Akulinin and Alexander Kirch. Denorti comes back on the ice. Minnesota back at full strength. Scoreless here late in the first period. This is Kirch, a 21-year-old. Back to the point. Durden, a shot. Oh, it deflects just wide. Akulinin runs into Siren. Then Kirch trying to avoid Modano. And he can't. Siren takes his man out. Modano doing some good checking. And Kirch has the puck back to Durden. And off the skate of Rouse it goes. Kirch felt there should have been a penalty on young Mike Modano. 4:03 left. Durden back, battling Cicerelli in the corner. Cicerelli carries on as the sticks come high with Vladimir Durden, and there'll be a penalty. Dennis Morel will call a penalty against the Soviet Union with 3:50 to go in the first period, and there's no score. Durden, a veteran, gets a holding penalty. He is 30 years old in his 14th season with Dinamo Riga.
Well, he was showing a lot of spunk behind the net, a lot of hard work by him, and Durden, well, he didn't use his experience too much on that play. He just literally grabbed hold of Cicerelli and hauled him down.
Minnesota has the power play. It's their second of the game. There's no score. Here's Neil Broughton, University of Minnesota product. Habshai, Siren. And the puck poked out to center ice. Up front, Hasek along with McClellan and Broughton, and the North Stars are offside with 1:35 to go in the Minnesota power play.
Well, when you're not successful on a power play, you really lose confidence quickly, and I'm sure that the North Stars come into every game saying, well, we're going to make it work tonight. We're going to play like we practice. But after the first power play, in which they didn't have many scoring opportunities, they come into this one and they look tentative again. A couple of bad passes, and that'll do it. It doesn't take long for guys to lose confidence on the power play.
Dinamo Riga killing the penalty. They have Chudinov and Zinoyev on defense. Up front, Nikolai Baryanov and also Vladimir Shashov. Broughton kicks the puck ahead as he's taken out. Puck is centered, but no one there for Minnesota. All three players in the power play, Mike, got caught in the same corner.
Exactly, and you know, it's a good thing to take advantage of that man, that extra man you have on the ice. But when you take yourself out of position and leave a lot of open ice, well then that only helps the other team.
Kolstad, Minnesota, less than a minute to go in their power play. Cicerelli a drive, and no question, Irbe standing tall on that save. A lot of people talk about Soviet goalies flopping, going down a lot. Irbe, generally throughout this North American tour for Dinamo Riga, has stood up very, very well, Mike.
Well, that's true. He stands up, and contrary to Milnikov, who plays for the Red Army team, he does stand up a lot.
In front! Oh, Mielis comes up with an unbelievable save as the Dinamo Riga team from the Soviet Union got passing the puck around, and Smirnov is robbed in front.
Well, what happens on a power play that's not working well is that eventually you're going to end up spending time in your own end, and that's exactly what happened with in this case. And the Soviet team sort of set up shop in the Minnesota's end and were able to get a 2-on-1 break. And
the North Stars 11-8. Semenov in the face-off circle against Habscheid, who wins the draw and ends up with a puck. Dinamo Riga shorthanded for another 18 seconds. And Siren just shoots the puck in. Cicerelli dashing into the corner. Ooh, and he takes a big bump from Selianen. And the puck cleared around the boards, not out. Habscheid keeping it in. And Smirnov intercepts. Can't get it out. Here's Habscheid in front. Cicerelli for Archibald. Doesn't get through. The puck loose. And the net comes loose. And Dennis Morel stops play as the penalty to Vladimir Durden is over. And Minnesota, right at the end of that power play, came very close to scoring.
Well, by far the best chance by the North Stars. A nice pass by Habscheid to Cicerelli. Without looking, he tries to give the puck over to Archibald. And it eventually ends up hitting the defenseman and going out to Gagne, who was almost able to poke it by Urbe.
End-to-end action here in the first period at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. We've got an outstanding intermission coming up after this period with Micah Ruzioni. Stay tuned for that. Here's Giles, shot right on. Urbe the save on that low drive. 1:38 to go. Denardi and Giles on defense for Minnesota. Up front, Maruk, who's seen little action. De Palma and Brook. And Brook can't make the play. The Soviet team on the attack. Akulinen on with Kirch and Beliavsky. Akulinen wrapping it around. He scores! What a play by 23-year-old Igor Akulinen.
Well, that certainly was a great individual effort by Akulinen. He circled the net. He was able to hold off the Minnesota defender. Here we see him coming down the right side. He has Maruk on him right there. Maruk decides to let him go around the net. He didn't take him out of the play early when he should have. And the goalie sort of had a little trouble coming across the net. And Akulinen was able to, with one hand, come out in front of the net. And then, well, he actually had both hands on his stick, but they were high up and put it by Nealis.
Back to live action, just over a minute to go. First period, Dinamo Riga leading the Minnesota North Stars 1-0. Zanarok can't clear. Tenorti a shot that deflects into the corner. Here's Brook. Maruk. De Palma is in front. Now Chudinov takes over for the Soviet team. Getting the puck ahead. Shashov, number 23, ridden out by Giles. Tenorti takes on Zanarok. De Palma loses the puck. Very hot off. Can't gain control. 33 seconds to go in this first period. Boy, we've seen some great action. Minnesota out shooting Dinamo Riga 11-10, but they trail 1-0. Both teams changing players. 23 seconds to go in the period. Puck is cleared out by Zinoyev. That goal at 18:43. Kirch and Beliavsky assisting. Igor Akulinen gets it. 8 seconds to go in the opening period. Here's Billy Siren, the former Pittsburgh Penguin. Chased by Lomakin. And there's the horn, and that is the end of the first period. And Mike Bossy, I thought it was a very entertaining first period.
Well, it certainly was an entertaining period. The North Stars started off pretty strong, and then right after that first power play,
and a fellow who has been busy is the veteran defenseman for Dinamo Riga, Sergei Chudinov. He wears number 7. He had 4 of Dinamo Riga's 10 shots in that opening period. You might recall we mentioned he's their leading scorer on this 7-game tour. 4 points, all assists. Also Semenov and Lomakin also have 4 points in this North American tour, but he's been very active. Here's Anatoly Semenov, trailed by Lomakin. Chambers trying to take off Semenov, and Lomakin a shot and a pad save by Mielix. First minute of the second period at the Met Center. Neil Broughton for Minnesota. Kolstad up from the defense, trying to get it to Habscheid. He can't, and it's intercepted by Semenov. Semenov with Yashin and Lomakin over the line. Lomakin, Yashin, oh, the great save by Jarmo Mielix. That was more of a situation where the puck seemed to hit him and he made the save. In front is Semenov. They can't get the puck to him. Now a backhand drive, and Lomakin is stopped by Jarmo Mielix. And well, Mike Bossy, we've seen some fine goaltending.
This line of Yashin, Semenov, and Lomakin all over the North Stars. And the best chance And Milas, like you were saying, Ken, I don't think he saw that shot, and it went off the blocker, but it was a...
Yashin and Lomakin, they're 26, 26, and 24 years of age. Not that old, but they played on the Soviet national team, appeared in the '88 Olympics with the Soviet team. They play as a line with Dinamo Moscow in the regular Soviet National League. They've just been loaned to Dinamo Riga for this 7-game North American exhibition tour. Belyavsky to Kirch. Rouse chases little Alexander Kirch. Helping out Belyavsky. Akulina, who has the game's only goal, is the center on this line. And here's Bob Rouse, one of Pierre Paget's tri-captains, serving as captain today. Frolov for Dinamo Riga, can't get the puck out. Hasek trying to get it in front, can, and here's Kirch back the other way for Dinamo Riga. In over the line, Akulina. Trying to move the puck against Gagne. To Frolov. Through the slot, no one there for Dinamo Riga. And Gagne clears the puck out. They say that Vladimir Durden could have played it. Durden does play it around the boards to Frolov. Up to Shashov. Vladimir Shashov gives the puck to Nikolai Baryanov. And Zadorok with it, then loses it. And here's Modano getting the puck out. Trying to, Mike Modano. And he can't. And finally Giles does. Over to Modano, the 19-year-old. Backhands it in. Airbase slams the puck off the glass and sends the Dinamo Riga club on its way. Zadorok stopped by Giles. Shashov centering and a poke check by Milas. Now moving in and just failing to get a shot is Zinayev, the fine Dinamo Riga defenseman. We've got end-to-end action again here early in the second period as we had much of the first period. Mike Modano turning it on. Oh, and he's poke checked by Chudinov, who not only is strong offensively, but does the job defensively. Modano banks the puck for Cicerelli. On his knees, trying to center, does. Back to the point. Chambers shot. And that's why. Just past the 3-minute mark here in the second period. 1-0 Dinamo Riga. Oleg Zadorok trying to get it in front. Does. And a shot right on by Vito Lynch. And what a save by Jarmo Milas, the Finnish goaltender for Minnesota. Here's Sean Chambers, a drive. Ooh, and the save by Irbe. And that rebound dangerously trickling away. 1-0, Minnesota trailing here in the second period. Non-stop action. Baruch runs into Irbe, tries to center, and De Palma's shot goes wide. Rouse a drive. Irbe the save, doesn't see the puck. It's centered, and Dinamo Riga intercepts. This is Frolikov getting the puck to center ice. Alexei Frolikov shooting it in, and Dinamo Riga changes players.
Well, a lot of exciting action here. Some good stops by the goalies on both teams. And we got to see a little bit of Modano's speed earlier on coming down the right side.
Now it's center ice. A chance for Sergei Yashin moving in, and a shot goes wide. Dinamo Riga trying to keep the puck in. 3 North Stars trying to prevent them from doing that, and De Palma clears the puck away.
Well, the North Stars are sure getting a lot of work on their one-on-one today, because that's one of the strengths of the Russian, all of the Russian teams, is their play one-on-one.
Lomakin wheels it around the far side. Semenov. Lomakin in front. Yashin can't get him the puck. This is Andrei Lomakin. He's only 5'9", one of the smaller Soviet players. He's down on the ice. And pinching in is Durden. Yashin trying to center and can't. And Gagne breaks the center ice for the North Stars. Archibald. His pass hits Frolov. The North Stars on the attack, and they trail 1-0. The shot wide by Dean Kolstad. And the North Stars will go back into their own zone for the puck as the two teams change on the fly. Shots on goal are identical, 13. Gavin gets the puck out. Paschek tips it to Modano. Mike Modano wheeling it in front. Now Gavin for Minnesota. Away from Akulinen. Out to Kolstad. Gets to let a wrist shot go blocked and in front. Dušan Pašek, the veteran from the Czech national team, shoots it just wide as Minnesota comes close again. Hurt for Dinamo Riga. Back to the point. And a grab and a loose puck. And it's finally held by Jarmo Milas. Great chances at both ends. Bossy, I thought the first period was exciting. This period has been even better.
Well, it certainly is. Here's the North Stars' best chance so far the second period. Modano picks up a loose puck in the slot, backhands it towards the net, and Pašek was all alone. He was able to backhand the puck, but Urbe had the angle cut down pretty well, and his shot went wide.
Oh, right from the face-off, Nikolai Verianov a shot. What a great chance there. And Jarmo Milas has been brilliant, especially in the second period. 1-0, Dinamo Riga leading. Bob Rouse for the North Stars. Off the stick of Dennis Maruk. Here's Seljanen. And Siren turning with it to Rouse. They're teamed on defense. Maruk, DePalma, and Brook up front for the Minnesota North Stars. The North Stars in the regular NHL season have of late been playing some of their best hockey. In fact, they're coming off of a victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. Here is Maruk, the veteran. In front, oh, DePalma shoots it wide and kind of shakes his head. There's a Seljanen, 22-year-old defenseman, long pass, eludes Zanarov. And the two teams will change players. 7 minutes into the second period. The period has been scoreless. Dave Gagne trying to get the puck to Archibald. Can't. Knocked away in front by Zanarov. And Brook gets the puck. Sonorti, wrist shot, and that goes off Frolov. Here is Frolikov. At center ice with Vito Lynch. Their stop back the other way. Dušan Pašek, an NHL rookie at age 28. He tries to center, and the attack now is that of Dinamo Riga. It's Frolikov, and he moves right in. Stopped by Giles. Sergei Skosarev also there for Dinamo Riga, but Pašek gets the puck for the North Stars. Coming up to the 8-minute mark, period 2. Now Gagne. In front, Archibald robbed on a fabulous save by Urbe. Roll off for Dinamo Riga, trying to move around Chambers, looks in front, sees Lomakin, and can't reach him with a pass. Wide open end-to-end action for these fans here in Minnesota, and for you across the country on sports channels. The NHL Soviet Union Super Series, and what great hockey we're watching. Lomakin intercepts, knocked down. Here comes Dinamo Riga. Kolstad spins Lomakin around. Cicerelli leaves the puck. Gets it right back, and he can't get around Lomakin. And Yashin back the other way. Here is Yashin trying to feed in front, and the play broken up by Sean Chambers. Kolstad gets the puck and plays it to center ice. 3-on-2 to Gavin. The puck hops over his stick. He leaves it. Modano, a pass behind Cicerelli. Back the other way. Lomakin gets the puck to Yashin, and then offside is Andre Lomakin. Great game here in Minnesota. 1-0, Dinamo Riga.
Certainly are doing a lot of skating out there. We see Gagne make a nice move. He had 3 Dinamo Riga players around him. Sent the puck to Archibald, who didn't wait 1 second. He let it go right on the fly, but Urbe saw it coming all the time and moved out to cut down the angle.
Minnesota in their own end with a puck. Siren and Rouse are on defense. McClellan up front with Broughton and Habscheid. Akulinen, the Dinamo Riga player with the game's only goal, has the puck carrying over the line. Beliavsky in front, and a shot goes wide as he's well covered by Siren. Here's Brian McClellan. Neil Broughton with Habscheid on his right. Back to McClellan in front, and Broughton can't turn the puck on goal. And Seljanen takes over for Dinamo Riga to Beliavsky, and the puck played ahead by Akulinen. Over to Kirch. Kirch has played well for Dinamo Riga on this tour, and he shot high. 10:20 to go, first period. Seljanen, a shot hits Kirch, but fails to reach the goal. Now Siren loses the puck. Beliavsky for Dinamo Riga. Dropping it for Kirch. He's taken out, wrapped up by less than a minute to go in the Dinamo Riga power play. They lead 1-0. Down goes Yashin. Semenov gets the puck to Smirnov. Lomakin, this is the big line in front. Oh, somehow Mielis makes the save. What an incredible situation there. It looked like Yashin, Mike Bossy, had a sure goal.
Well, Semenov came out from the corner where he was all alone, tried to give it over to Yashin, and the puck just never made it to his stick. I think Mielis got a piece of it before it got there.
He almost tended to look for the red light. 15 seconds to go in the Minnesota penalty. Here is Semenov, spun around, Smirnov, Lomakin in front, and that puck fails to reach defenseman Sergei Selyanin moving up on the play. Now the penalty to Rouse is over. Here's Semenov, Lomakin. He's spun around but carries on, centers, and Kurt Giles intercepts. Minnesota trailing 1-0. Mark Habshai to Bob Rouse, a drive, and Irbe makes the save on Rouse, and the puck cleared out. 7.5 minutes to go in what has been a very exciting second period. Dinamo Riga on the attack again. Alexander Kirch trying to move in front, can't get a good shot away. Brook up to De Palma, but not out. Now Sean Chambers, the Minnesota rush. With Brook and Marouk. Ooh, the shot just grazes by the goalpost. Marouk keeps the puck in. Larry De Palma has been hurt, losing his stick. Here's Brook centering for Marouk, and it's intercepted. 7 minutes to go, second period. Kirch to Beliavsky. Beliavsky moving to the middle. Look at that move. He shoots, and he's robbed by Jarmo Mielis. Beliavsky again, a weak shot wide as he's shoved down by Chambers. Now Kirch shoots, and a stick save by Mielis. And Minnesota moves to center ice, led by Mark Tenorti. Tenorti over the line with Marouk, but Marouk kind of quits on the play. And the puck left, Frolov for Dinamo Riga. Helping out is Frolikov. And here is Skosarev. Now Frolov ahead for Skosarev. The pass behind him could be an icing. Sirin touches the puck, and it's icing against Dinamo Riga. Let's pause for a regional break. You're watching the NHL Soviet Super Series on Sports Channel.
Well, a lot of great chances in this game, and here we see one on the Soviet power play, and it was actually Giles who saved the goal. Otherwise, it would have been just a little tap-in for Yashin.
Here is Sirin, back to live action, centering. Cicerelli's shot hits a stick, and back comes Dinamo Riga. 6 minutes to go. Second period, Dinamo Riga leads, and yanked down is Skosarev. And the Soviet bench doing some screaming. Now loose puck at center ice. Here's Modano. Great pass to Cicerelli, and he shoots it wide. Dino Cicerelli. Line pass from Mike Modano is intercepted. Skosarev takes a bump, carries on. 2-on-1 with Chudinov. He shoots and scores! Sergei Skosarev. He hasn't played all that much on this North American tour, but he gets a chance in this one, and he makes it 2-0. Dinamo Riga.
Well, a lot of times that happens when there's a close call at the other end. They'll come right down and score. So Skosarev, after missed the far side with the slap shot, breaks through the Minnesota defender, has a 2-on-1. He decides to let go a slap shot, and from that close in, there wasn't much chance for Mielis to. Here we see the goalie's view of what's going on, and he just didn't have any chance of blocking that shot.
Now with 5:30 to go in the second period, Minnesota with a puck, and they find themselves trailing Dinamo Riga 2-0. Dinamo Riga's final game here in North America. They've won only one and tied one in half a dozen. In front, oh, and Irbe makes a save. A great chance there for Archibald.
Well, Skosarev puts the Soviet team ahead 2-0. We see him come over the blue line. He had a 2-on-1, and not too much doubt about what he was going to do. He turned towards the net and let fly with a slapper.
Here comes Dinamo Riga again, up 2-0. Akilinen's pass, or I should say Lomakin's pass, doesn't quite reach his man. Back the other way, Gagne burst of speed. Frolov back. Look at the move by Gagne, and he's pulled down, and there'll be a penalty. A penalty coming up, I believe, against Andre Lomakin. At the Met Center in Bloomington, Dinamo Riga 2, the North Stars no score.
Well, Lomakin didn't really have much choice there. He felt that he had to drag Gagne down, who after a great individual effort here, he's able to put the puck through the defenseman's legs. Lomakin misses the puck right there, and as Gagne is edging towards taking a great shot on net, Lomakin pulls him down.
2-0, the team from the Soviet Union, Dinamo Riga, leading the Minnesota North Stars. Dinamo Riga shorthanded, and Minnesota has Chambers, Kolstad, Cicerelli, Gagne, and Maruk on the ice on this power play. This is Gagne. He's got Cicerelli cutting in. He shoots, and a good save again by 21-year-old. You know, we talk about Irbe being daring at times. Oftentimes, when you'll see a player cut in on the wing, he does not come out, Mike Bossy, quite as far as some NHL goaltenders will. He'll have that tendency to stay back.
That's true. He comes out, I think, just enough where he feels comfortable that he hasn't lost the net. There's one of Dino Cicerelli's favorite plays, coming down the wing and blasting. And Irbe came out just enough to cut down most of the angle, and he relied on his reflexes, but he didn't really have to do too much on that save. Cicerelli's shot right on.
Minnesota with a man advantage. John Chambers lets it go, and Irbe makes a save. The rebound, Gagne all alone. He's robbed. The puck loose at the goal line, and it does not go over. And now the Timbers flare right in front of the Dinamo Riga goal. And that puck, Mike Bossy did everything but go over the goal line.
Well, that's the closest that they've come so far to getting a goal. We see the shot from the blue line, goes through a maze of players. Everybody gets their pokes at it. It finally comes loose to Gagne, who makes a nice little move, comes back, takes one shot, gets the rebound, takes another shot, and number 23, Shashov, comes in and was able to get the...
In the second period, I'm Ken Wilson. Mike Bossy is here. Mike Eruzione, the great hero of the 1980 Olympic Games, is also on hand. Minnesota has outshot Dinamo Riga 21-17. Very well played, an exciting game. Dean Kolstad shoots the puck in. Dinamo Riga is shorthanded. And intercepting is Frolov. Dmitry Frolov with the Soviets shorthanded. He'll shoot it wide. Now the Soviets make a player change as Yashin comes up. On with Skosarev up front, killing the penalty. Chambers can't move in. Here's Kolstad, the burly defenseman. Behind the net, a pass for Gagne. Back to Kolstad in the corner. And he's bumped off the puck, which is a surprise. 2-on-1, Skosarev. Yashin, Chambers back. Yashin shoots after waiting, and Mielis holds his ground to make the save. Fine chance shorthanded for Sergei Yashin. Half a minute to go in the Minnesota power play. They trail 2-0. Centering pass by Cicerelli is rejected. And here's Yashin. Smirnov. And he'll let a long shot go, and that's wide. Lomakin will be on in 12 seconds. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Dinamo Riga has scored once in each period. Akulinen in the opening period. Skosarev here in the second period from Prolikov at 14:23. Artap guide drilling the puck in. Broughton taken out along the boards. Modano pokes it to McLean. Back to Mike Modano. Playing for the North Stars for the first time. Searing a shot knocked down in front. And Lomakin out of the penalty box to put the Soviet team at full strength. Gets it to his teammate Zanarok onto Baryanov, and Baryanov just waiting for everyone to get organized, flips the puck in. Kurt Giles in trouble. And here's Billy Siren. Giles up front, it's McClellan. And Modano. And Brook now, as Minnesota is changing lines, and Dinamo Riga is called for icing with 2:05 to go in the second period, and Dinamo Riga on top 2-0.
Well, we see Chudanov, who has 4 assists and who really takes a lot of shots and is used a lot at the point on the power play. He is the player who basically goes to the middle of the ice and who tries to get his shots on net. We just saw another uneventful Minnesota.
In the National Hockey League, when you're not sharp with the special teams, you are in huge trouble, aren't you?
Well, that's true, and I think that's been one of the biggest problems for the North Stars this year. Both their penalty killing, which is better than their power play, are both having problems.
Face off near Artur Irbe. Dearden. Frolov. 2 minutes to go, second period. Trying to get around De Palma. Goes back, runs into Brook, and it's Dearden. Up the middle nicely. Semenoff. Left wing to Kurt. Semenoff again. Believsky takes his man out. Then Giles comes in. Here's Believsky trying to make a second move. The puck knocked down by Semenoff, but they can't get it by Jarmo Milas, who has played well for Minnesota. Here's Bob Brook, the former Ranger, having to circle with 1:25 remaining in the second period. And the North Stars have been shut out. They trail here on their home ice 2-0. Dearden. Skosarev. He has the second period Soviet goal as he's taken down, and Gavin clears the puck out. Here's Alexander Smirnov. Chambers breaks up the play. Cicerelli sends Gavin right in alone. He shoots on Irbe to save on Stuart Gavin. 54 seconds to go in the second period. Smirnov for Dinamo Riga shoots the puck in. And Dean Kolstad back. 21 shots on goal for Minnesota, 19 for Dinamo Riga. But man, oh man, have there been a lot of great scoring chances. Here's Dino Cicerelli. He's thrown down, and there'll be a penalty called against Sergei Selyanin. A penalty against Dinamo Riga. And we're down to half a minute to go in the second period, and we're going to see a brief Minnesota power play.
Well, another Minnesota power play, and Selyanin was doing a job on Dino Cicerelli behind the net. And in any kind of one-on-one situation like that, Dino Cicerelli goes down pretty easy. And I think we saw another case right there, and Selyanin is going to pay for it with a 2-minute penalty.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by Stars will be Mike Eruzione's guest. Late second period Minnesota power play. They trail 2-0. Mark Habshire. He's got Broughton at the left side of the net. Here's Chambers from the circle, a save, rebound, puck still loose, and Irbe has it. That's one thing we've seen for Dinamo Riga throughout the tour. Irbe has been brilliant, he's been entertaining, but many times he will get in situations where he leaves a few too many rebounds.
Well, here we see him leaving one of the rebounds. A good shot by Chambers from the side. He left it right out there. McClellan was able to get a stick on it, but he wasn't able to get too much wood on it. And Irbe, who was already down, was able to make the stop.
And you know, Mike Bossy, when your defensemen are not knocking people down in front, clearing them out, as would be the case in a typical NHL game, those rebounds become all the more obvious.
Well, exactly, and as you just mentioned, I think that is one of the Soviets' problems, and not only with the Riga team, but also with the Red Army team, is they leave far too many men standing in front of the net.
Buck comes to center ice, 8 seconds to go in the period. A chance for Dinamo Riga, and Zanarok can't move in. What a back-checking effort by Mike Modano.
And that is not the first time. That is at least the third or fourth time that Modano has made some good defensive plays tonight.
That is the end of the second period, and as or more entertaining was it than the first period. And one of the big stories, that man, Mike Modano, the 19-year-old who was the #1 draft pick overall in the NHL draft last June. Shots on goal in the second period, Minnesota 13, Dinamo Riga 8. But the only goal in the period was scored by the visiting Soviet team. 30-year-old Sergei Skosarev getting the goal. The assist to Alexei Frolikov. And after 2 periods here at the Met Center in Bloomington.
Future, I think that he is definitely going to be one of the strong points for the Soviets in the years to come.
2-0. Dinamo Riga leads. They're shorthanded for 1 minute 20 seconds. Let's look at this Minnesota power play that has been futile in the first 2 periods. Cicerelli lets the puck go. Gagne can't play it. It's Yashin with Semenov. Here is Semenov back to Yashin. Too well covered by Sean Chambers. Minnesota on the attack. Cicerelli with Gagne and Dave Archibald. Archibald is shot, and Irbay the save. Judinov clearing the puck the length of the ice. One
of the problems that the North Stars have been having on their power play is they don't have a quarterback at the blue line. Right now they have Chambers and Polstad, 2 players who aren't known for their offensive abilities. And earlier on in the game they had a forward back there. Habscheid was playing, and that has been a problem. They have yet to find someone who can play the point position, one of the most important positions on the power play.
Artur Irbay is from Latvia, one of the 5 Dinamo Riga players from that Soviet Republic. The city of Riga on the Baltic Sea in Latvia, which is in far northwest Soviet Union, located between Estonia and Lithuania. And these fellows will be home very soon.
And I'm sure they're anxious to be. Right now in the power play, the North Star power play, Modano has gone back to play the blue line. But even if it is successful, it won't be for a long time. He's going home tomorrow.
Billy Siren keeps the puck in to Neil Broughton. 15 seconds to go in the Minnesota power play. And Dinamo Riga intercepts Zinoyev. The 23-year-old defenseman already in his 7th season. They can't get it out. Siren keeps it in. Habscheid in the corner, bumped heavily by Sashoff. And Dinamo Riga back at full strength. McClellan trying to get the puck, got more helmet. Habscheid's helmet was on the ice. Zinoyev gets the puck over to Selianen. Now moving in to knock down is Sashoff. And here's Brian McClellan for Minnesota. Ahead too far for Dennis Maruk. A loose puck. Maruk has it. Over to Bob Brook. A bouncing puck. And it's cleared out. 2-0 Dinamo Riga early in the 3rd period. Semenov has trouble with a puck. And Palma shoots it in for Minnesota.
Well, again, the North Star power play didn't produce anything, not even a shot on net at the beginning of this period.
Kurt for Dinamo Riga. Burden's drive and a glove save by Jarmo Milas. Great hockey today at the Met Center in Bloomington.
Well, Milas has made some very nice stops today and has been a bright spot for the North Stars this afternoon.
Here's a shot, and Milas has to be quick on the effort by Sergei Skosarev, who had the Dinamo Riga 2nd period goal.
Milas shaking his head. I wonder if he's a little worried about the protection that he's getting in front of him to start off this 3rd period.
Ari Vito Lynch, at age 20, loses the faceoff for Dinamo Riga. Here's Kurt Giles. He's had a very good season for Minnesota. Bouncing shot, and Irbay, who really loves that trapper, uses it. Vito Lynch. The shot off Skosarev's stick, knocked down. Dinamo Riga trying to keep the pressure on Kant at center ice. Frolikov. Now a penalty coming up against Minnesota. Call. Irbay goes to the bench. An extra skater for Dinamo Riga. They already lead it 2-0. Their net is empty because of a delayed penalty coming up against the North Stars. Zanarok a feed too far on the wing for Frolikov. And there'll be a penalty against Minnesota. And we'll see.
Holding in front of the Minnesota North Star net, and we'll see the Minnesota has just squandered a power play chance at the beginning of the period, and we'll see what the Riga can do with this chance.
Minnesota has outshot Dinamo Riga 28-20. Sean Chambers pressured by Yashin. Centering back to Chudinov. Here is Lomakin on a screen shot, and it's deflected in front, and then the puck goes over the net off the stick of Sergei Yashin. Shooting off a shot, and it's gloved by Jarmo Milas, who has been peppered at various times in this hockey game by Dinamo Riga, and Dinamo Riga playing a more consistent style like they did when they started out west.
Well, here we see a shot that was deflected to the front of the net. Yashin sends one over the net, and then we see Rouse and Yashin going at it in front of the net. Right after that, there was a shot from Chudinov that was blocked easily by Milas.
Ken Wilson, Mike Bossy, along with Mike Eruzione on Sports Channel America from the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. Snowing furiously outside and great hockey inside. Smirnov.
Now, and they're going to have to build on this good kill that they've had right now, and hopefully get some shots on net, some more shots on Nurbe.
Now, Giles back on, Minnesota at full strength. 2-0, Minnesota trailing. Dinamo Riga trying to get their second victory over an NHL team on this tour. New Year's Eve, they beat the Los Angeles Kings. Dinamo Riga back. Zanarok goes to the net. He's alone. The backhand shot stopped by Milas as he robs Oleg Zanarok.
Oh, what a nice opportunity that was for Zanarok. And he was able to spin around and get a backhand on, but Milas followed him the whole way.
Let's pause for a regional break. You're watching the NHL Soviet Super Series on Sports Channel.
Well, we see Chashov coming across the blue line, draws a couple of Minnesota players. Zanarok goes to the net, gets the puck, spins around, backhand shot, and Milas makes a nice stop on that play.
Durden pressured by Cicerelli, and Dinamo Riga able to get the puck out. 14:10 left in regulation play, 2-0. Dinamo Riga. Tenardi. And a glove save by Urbay. Durden falls down, and Frolov covers up nicely to get the puck out of his own end for Dinamo Riga. Giles Tenardi on defense for Pierre Paget's North Stars. Up front, Gagne, Cicerelli, and Pasha. Durden. Boy, he picks out his man well there. Moving in, Semenov, and the Dinamo Riga Soviet team can't complete the play. Now along the boards, Dinamo Riga trying to keep the puck in, but a hand pass stops play as Kirch has words with Dave Gagne. And Mike Bossy, it's interesting. I've seen most of the games that Dinamo Riga has played, and it's the first time we've seen their coach, Vladimir Yersinov, actually changing his lines around a little bit during the course of the game.
Well, that's something that the Soviets usually don't do. They like to keep units of 5 together on the ice all the time, and that is one of their strong points, is that the 5 players usually playing with each other know exactly what each other is going to do out on the ice. And I think probably because of the losses that they've had so far in this trip, they want to shake things up and try and get a win here today.
Here is Stuart Gavin cutting in and leaves the puck behind. Dave Archibald looking in front. Mike Modano is there. Now it's Stuart Gavin. Archibald to the puck for Minnesota. They trail 2-0. Modano leaves it for Gavin. He's well covered, still centers. You talk about having your point man covered. Dinamo Riga did the job there. Now Dean Kolstad for the North Stars. De Palma. With Modano, and they can't get the puck in front, and Zarianov clears it out for Dinamo Riga. 2-0. Dinamo Riga leading as the two teams change on the fly. Here's Bob Rouse. Chudinov and De Palma. And Maruk. Marianov. Without the helmet now, Chudinov pulled down. There'll be a penalty. A penalty coming up against Minnesota, and I believe Larry De Palma. And it comes with 11:52 to go in the third period. Pause for a regional break. You're watching the NHL Soviet Super Series on Sports Channel.
And after taking the check from Chudinov in the corner, right there, him and Maruk give Chudinov a little working over. We see De Palma first, then Maruk, and then De Palma again. And Chudinov spent a couple of seconds taking a little rest on the ice after that.
2-0 Dinamo Riga. Smirnov drilled down by big Mark Tenorti. Dinamo Riga with a goal in the first period, a goal in the second period. If they could score here in this third period power play, you would think that they would just about have this one put away, but there's still 11.5 minutes to go.
Well, the North Stars today are playing without Hartsburg and without Brian Bellows, two of their best players.
And the Soviets can be so consistent and control the puck so well, give them a 3-goal lead late, and you would think they can handle it. Brook shoots wide, he's thrown down, and the second penalty of the game will go to Andre Lomakin of Dinamo Riga. Delayed penalty. Milas goes to the bench, and as the puck is touched by Lomakin, he'll head across the rink to the penalty box. 10:58 remaining in the second. I had a pair just like that in '64.
He saw Brook breaking in on the right side, and Brook was going to get looked like a good shot on net, and he just gave him a little tug on the arm.
Now both teams are one man short, so a lot of open ice. Chambers, the burly defenseman. Chudinov takes him out. Archibald looking for the puck. Bumps with defenseman Zinoyev. Zinoyev gets the puck loose. Marianov. Ahead to Zinoyev. Shashov. And he can't get around Sirin. Half a minute, and the Stars will have a power play. Mike Modano in front for Archibald. The puck gets away. 4 skaters aside, and the puck hops over Sirin's stick. And the Soviets change players. Just over 10 minutes to go in the third period. Dinamo Riga on top 2-0. Well, they've been outshot by the North Stars, 29-23. There's a pass for Alexander Kurtz. He'll dig it out of the corner. Trying to get away from Broughton. De Palma back on. Now Minnesota has the power play. Very key spot here, Mike Boston.
Well, it is a key spot, especially with under 10 minutes left. They'll have to get something going here if they want to get back into the game.
And there, Mark Tenorti a little eager at the blue line. And Minnesota is offside, and that hurts. They'll have 41 seconds now to go in their power play, trailing 2-0.
Mark Habscheid, who has 13 goals for the North Stars this season in 37 games. And getting back to Mike Modano, it has to be a tough situation for him to come into today. His first ever National Hockey League game. It's against the Russians. The North Stars had him pretty busy, kept him pretty busy yesterday and today with TV and radio interviews, trying to sell some tickets for today's game.
At center ice, the North Stars. They have the power play. They trail 2-0. Durden, chased by McClellan. Billy Sirin. Maruk. And he loses the puck, and Durden fans trying to slap it around the boards. Habscheid, Broughton. McClellan in the corner. Maruk across the rink. This is McClellan to Maruk. He shoots. He scores. What a great setup. And the veteran Dennis Maruk makes no mistake.
Well, no, that was a nice play. Broughton was able to draw the defenseman towards him. He got it down to McClellan inside the circle. You see the Soviet defenseman not too sure of what he wanted to do. Down to McClellan, over to Maruk, and Maruk was able to put it by on the short side on Urbe. We see another look at it from a different angle. Broughton down to McClellan, a nice hard pass, and then Urbe, who came sliding across the crease on his knees, was able to get it to Dennis Marouk, who played in his first game this season on December 17th. He had missed 51 games previous to that, shattering his kneecap February 20th, '88 against Washington.
Just over 9 minutes to go, and the North Stars are back in it. They trailed Dinamo Riga 2-1. Here's Yashin with Semenov and Lomakin. Lomakin is held, and there'll be a penalty. As Dušan Pašek, the North Stars rookie from Czechoslovakia, grabs on, and now Dinamo Riga will have the man advantage. They lead by a goal.
He's going to move the puck right down to McClellan. But the play is made, in my mind, by McClellan. Let's run it and take a look at it here. Here's the pass that's made. Now watch once McClellan gets the pass. Stop it right here. Just those few steps that he makes in here forces this defenseman to come at him. Once the defenseman comes at him, he slides it across, and Marouk's able to put the puck in. But just those first few steps enabled the pass to be made across.
And that certainly changes the picture of this game, as Dinamo Riga, with a man advantage, has a slim 2-1 lead now. Salyanin winds up, and the shot deflects over the net. Semenov trying to center, and it comes back to Salyanin. Smirnov is at the left point. This is Lomakin. Yashin is in front. Semenov to Lomakin. Rouse is watching Yashin in front. And a good play by Jarmo Milas. Abside can't get the puck out. Should have cleared it out, didn't. In front, Semenov, the shot, and the save on the rebound. Great save on the defenseman Smirnov by Milas.
Well, we saw what happens when you don't clear the puck down the ice, and you tried to be a little fancy with it. Habscheid didn't get the puck down. He lost it at his own blue line, and especially with the Soviets being on the power play, they were able to get some good shots on net and almost increase that 2-1 lead.
40 seconds left to go on the Dinamo Riga power play. 7:35 to go in the third period. Minnesota trailing 2-1. Chudinov a drive. Good stick save by Milas. Here's Stuart Gavin. Chudinov back. Gavin with good strength. A one-hand shot. Now the rebound. Gagne. Oh, and he blisters it wide. Dave Gagne had a great chance. Short-handed. Sashov into the corner. Oh, and he's stapled to the boards by Tenorti. And the North Stars get the puck out.
Well, Shashov sort of let himself open for that one. He went into the corner with his back to the boards, tried to make the play, and Tenorti saw it, everything coming, lined him up, and really nailed him.
Minnesota back at full strength. We could be in for a furious finish. The North Stars trailing the Soviet team 2-1. It's the fourth time the North Stars have hosted visitors from the Soviet Union, and they have never won. The Minnesota North Stars are offside, and there's 6:38 to go. Minnesota losing 3 times here: December of '78, January of '83, and January of '86. They don't want to lose this one.
Well, here we see Gavin coming down the right side, trying to cut in. He decides to let a one-handed backhand shot go. Gagne with half the net open, catching Urbe out of position, and he wasn't able to put it by him. At the other side, we see Lomakin pass to his teammate in front of the net. He gets a shot. Nothing going. Another shot from the point. Good stops by Milas.
Here is Semenov in front. Oh, and Milas comes out. A good job with that poke check by the North Stars goalie. 2-1. Dinamo Riga leading. Both teams are at full strength now. Pinching in is Frolov. Behind the net for Kirch. Now Beliavsky after the puck. Modano beats him to it. Mike Modano, who's playing with Prince Albert in the Western Hockey League this season. On with Brook and Archibald. 6 minutes to go in regulation play here in Bloomington, Minnesota. Siren is stopped. Beliavsky waits for the puck to come down, and Mike Modano has it. Again, if you joined us late, he's playing his first game for Minnesota. Will go back to junior hockey. He was the NHL's #1 pick overall in the June '88 draft, recently signing a rather lucrative contract with Minnesota. Here is Frolov on defense with Durden. Gosarev loses the puck. Cicarelli, he's a sniper. to Gagne. The North Stars leading scorer, and the return to Cicerelli doesn't work. Now Cicerelli trying to center, and he draws a penalty, and that's nothing new. 5:20 to go in the third period. Bossy, we've talked throughout the entire game about Minnesota's power play, and with Vladimir Durdenov, the Stars have that power play again. There have been a lot of chances here, and Minnesota had one.
Well, they certainly did, and here we see Gagne rushing down the right side. Some pretty good action, some pretty good chances by Cicerelli and Gagne. We see Cicerelli carry the puck behind the net, and for the third time tonight, he draws a penalty. This time, Vladimir Durdin taking 2 minutes for hooking.
2-1, Minnesota trailing. Marouk has the North Stars goal. It came at 10:49. Marouk from Groton and McClellan. Akulinen scored at 18:43 of the first period for Dinamo Riga. Kirch and Beliavsky assisting. Dinamo Riga made it 2-0 at 14:23 of the second period. Skosarev from Frolikov, and now the Marouk goal. Minnesota with a man advantage, keeping the puck in. Kolstad. Chambers is at the right point. Cicerelli, Gagne, who's after the puck, and Marouk up front. Marouk bump, trying to get it back to the point, and the puck is cleared out by Sergei Yashin. 5 minutes to go in regulation play. 2-1, Dinamo Riga, trying to win for the second time on their 7-game North American tour. Marouk with some pressure on as he goes down. Again, shot down that time by Semenov. Here is Gagne, and Marouk to Cicerelli. Marouk again. 1:12 to go in the Minnesota power play. Dean Kolstad, he will shoot. Deflection. Oh, Irbe, great save. The rebound still loose. Irbe scrambles up. Oh, what a great save he made there. Back to Kolstad. His drive goes off Semenov. Here's Marouk. Oh, and Gagne can't control the pass. Got time. Cicerelli. Gagne. .227.
Well, an interesting move by Paget with 10 seconds left on that power play in the face.
Trying to even the slate here in this game. And the Red Army team plays at Hartford tonight and at Buffalo on Monday night. 3 minutes remaining. Minnesota putting the pressure on, and Dinamo Riga getting the puck out. And it's shot right back in. Durdin, the veteran defenseman for the Soviets. Too far for Frolikov, and McClellan chops the puck back deep into the Soviet zone. Frolov up the middle, nice pass. Durdin gets it off on the right wing. Skosarev, who has a goal. From behind the net, centers, loose puck, still loose. And Rouse takes possession for Minnesota to Neil Broughton.
Well, the Soviets, who were just trying to clear the puck down, finally got the puck in the Minnesota end zone and almost got a couple of good shots from their forechecking.
Neil Broughton taken out by Skosarev, but he really battles on. And Frolikov clears to center ice. 2:10 to go in regulation play. Child's long shot, and that squirts off the blocker of Irbe. Both teams changing players here. Here's Smirnov just clearing the zone. Less than 2 minutes to go for Minnesota. They're down by a goal. Elianin hands the puck to Brook and then takes him out. Loose puck for DePalma and Brook. And the Soviets come up with it. And Yashin breaks to center ice with Lomakin on his right, and he's checked to the ice by Kurt Giles. 1:33 to go in the third period. Marouk to Nordy, trying to move in, but the North Stars, Bob Brook, is offside, and the North Stars now trailing 2-1, down to 1:29 remaining. Best part of the telecast that you expected they would come up with a good performance.
Well, I would think so, because they want to make up for their poor performances they had against not so good NHL teams, Chicago and St. Louis. And with the great games that they played at the start, they had to be a little disappointed in the results of those two games.
Now 1:10 to go. The North Stars trying to get out of their end. Can't. On a rocket shot, and a save by Mielis. Minnesota trying to get out of their own zone and get Jarmo Milas to the bench. He moves out of the crease. Kolstad to center ice, will shoot it in. Now they wave Milas to the bench. The North Stars with an extra attacker. And the puck at center ice, 45 seconds to go. Minnesota trailing Dinamo Riga 2-1. And Cicerelli takes the puck in offside as Gagne was in over the blue line. And now, Mike, only 42 seconds. And Dinamo Riga will have themselves their second victory on their North American tour.
Well, I think the North Stars are definitely going to go for broke the rest of this game. We saw Zanarok get a nice shot on net from deep in the slot on the last opportunity. But we'll see all the gunners out there for the North Stars now. They have Habscheid, Broughton, Modano, and they have Tenorti out there. And Ville Siren and McClellan is out there also to give them a little strength in the front of the net.
Soviets setting up now. They're ready for the face-off. Semenov wins the draw. That was a big play there. It eats up seconds. Now Habscheid shoots the puck in. Airbay leaves it. Silianen plays it around. Modano centers. Oh, and McClellan can't put it on goal. 25 seconds to go. The Minnesota net is empty, and there'll be a penalty. A penalty coming up to Yashin. Minnesota ought to lose the puck and get the penalty. And finally, with 16 seconds to go, there'll be a cross-checking penalty against the Soviets, Sergei Yashin. But very few seconds remaining here for Minnesota.
Well, what happened on that play was Yashin was going for the loose puck. Modano was going to take him out of the play, and Yashin brought his stick up and sort of clipped Modano with a high stick. But good play by Modano to come back to save the empty net goal by Yashin. And now what will happen now is that the Dinamo team won't have to worry about icing the puck. They'll be able to just let it fly.
16 seconds remaining. And a timeout taken. Shots on goal, Minnesota 35, Dinamo Riga 28. 16 seconds to go. Minnesota with a goalie on the bench, and the Soviet Union squad a man short with a penalty. And the Soviet Union clears the puck the length of the ice. That should just about do it. 5 seconds to go. And play is stopped with 2 seconds to go, and the Soviet Union screaming at Dennis Morel. I'm not sure why there was a whistle.
Well, I think there was a mistake made by Bozak. I'm pretty sure that he blew the whistle for an icing call, not realizing that the Dinamo player or team rather had a penalty. And but I think for all sake and purpose, this game is over. The face-off being at the center red line.
2 seconds to go. That's it. And Modano is shot at the horn, and Airbay has to make the save, and it is over. The Minnesota North Stars now have hosted a Soviet team 4 times here at the Met Center, and they have been beaten 4 times. 21-year-old goalie Artur Airbay, again, he was entertaining and exceptional in goal for the Dinamo Riga team from the Soviet Union.
Well, you have to like the way that they've learned the American way of doing things with the high fives after the game, but he certainly played another for them.